Hey guys, this is THORGECKO. You had asked for a super giant video, so this is my super giant Tremper patternless albino. That's a Tremper albino Murphy patternless. He is fairly long, you know. This animal is about 100 grams, and yeah, this is straight from Ron at leopardgecko.com. I bought a 1.1. This is the male. They are a whole lot more wild acting, and even the outcrossed offspring, once you get rid of the Murphy patternless, they get really crazy pattern on the head. And so you can tell here that he has got a much wider head. He doesn't like to be held at all. He's a really, really long animal. Oh, come on, buddy. But he's pretty cool. He's a proven breeder. He's produced many offspring. And yeah, he's just a really good, really easy breeder. He just goes straight to it and then he's done. He doesn't do a whole lot of biting and no attacking the female, or he just kind of like jumps in and out real quick. So that is this male, and I will go grab some others that are growing out to show you guys. So now this is my supergiant female. She is pretty much standard size leopard gecko. Based on the head structure, she is, you can tell that she's got the giant gene, or whatever you want to call it, bloodline. And she is ovulating right now again, so I will be getting a whole lot of animals from her. She has a super nice carrot tail. I did get a lot of really nice, well, a few nice carrot tails. A lot of stuff just had the little nub of orange at the base of the tail, but she passes her carroting off. The male that you just saw, he doesn't have a whole lot of carrot tail, but hopefully one day I will be able to produce a solid orange animal. That would be really cool. So this is the mother of all the supergiant Tremper Patty offspring that I got. I'm leaving them with that label since these both were produced from supergiants. I did breed her before she got to her 18 months, so I'm guessing that is why she did not fully grow. Once you breed them, they stop their whole growth spurt and push the growth towards the eggs a little more. But yeah, this is her, and let's get some of the babies on the table. Alright, so this little guy's name is Chaos. He is from the supergiant male breeder. So you can see the pattern that comes out really spotty, but a lot of that is from the Murphy patternless. But you can see the really crazy head pattern he's got. He's got like some waving down stuff. Definitely the four eyes trait. One of the eyes is a little on top of his eyelid there, but the other one's right where it should be. So it's really interesting to see that Ron says he has held the supergiant Tremper Patty project in a just held the bloodline really close together since it came out. So you get a lot of the old school traits, or the classic traits, like four eyes, which isn't around a whole lot anymore. You also get, you can see the dorsal stripe that goes, he's going to start waving his tail at me. There's a dorsal stripe that goes down his back. And it's, my animals that I got in 2005, they had the really white dorsal stripe that goes down. So hopefully I'll be able to turn that into something, or produce some from this guy's babies. This male will breed in 2015, just because I'm going to push to grow out all of my supergiant stuff. So it'll be really interesting to see how big he gets, since he is from that male to another giant female that I had from a separate bloodline that proved really complicated with all of its breedings and all of that all the genetics in that just seems to be really crazy. But we'll be talking about that on Late Night Leos. There's a giant show that's coming up. So that'll be fun when everybody can get around and talk about what they've produced. So I'm going to go ahead and put this guy away, and I will grab some others from that Murphy patternless. Okay, so I'm just going to whack through these babies. This is another one of the babies. Really, really wild. They like to wave their tail around. So I'm not selling these to just anyone just because of how aggressive they are. But you can see as soon as you put your hand in there, they're pretty much telling you with the waving of the tail to back off, or they'll, really give it to you. So this is one of them, and I'll just pop through. A lot of these are going to look exactly the same because Murphy patternless is, orange and completely patternless. So you will see some variation in the carrot tail. This one has, I would say that that's 10%, even though it goes all the way to 25. I like whatever's solid in the carrot tail is how much percentage of carrot tail it has, to me. But I'm not really one for orange geckos, so we'll just skip that whole debate. So this is another one. You can see how this one has almost no carroting on the tail. I mean, I think that doesn't even have any orange on the tail. Yeah, there's like maybe a speck of orange. And this one also waving the tail. You can see how he does that. I'm going to try to look at the camera while I'm looking at him. Kind of shaking it around. These guys are super, super aggressive. But, this one is more of a normal size. So you can see from, both of the parents were from two supergiants, but the mother has the giant structure, but not so much the giant size. And this one here has pretty much standard body structure of a standard leopard gecko. So I'm torn on the whole. Yeah, look at that. Every time I touch the tub. Okay, I won't harass her too much, or him. Either or. So yeah, let me go grab some more, and you guys can see how crazy these. Look, it's just got the yeah. Okay. Okay, now here's another one. Whoop, let's get you in there. This one has really a whole lot better orange color than the. I don't know. I think it's probably got the most. Something I did notice is if you remember the female, she had not such of a whip tail, but more of a. It's not even a short tail. It's a. It ends normal, so I really don't know what to call it. But this baby also has the same kind of tail structure that the mother has. So, I don't know. And also, beefier back and front legs, and a little bit beefier of a head. It's thicker from the top of the head to the bottom of the jaw. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. That might be part of the giant thing, but not so much a wide head like a lot of the giants have. I mean, this baby is 4 months old, so you can see how big it is. I don't know if it's a male or a female. Yeah, it might be a male. Yeah, but you can. This is the defensive stance. See how he puts his head all the way down like that? Puts his nose on the ground, gets back up in the corner. He's pretty much saying he doesn't want to fight, and he's going to defend himself. These guys have bigger teeth than normal leopard geckos, I swear. But luckily I haven't been bitten. I think that a couple nipped at me when they were hatchlings, but yeah, you could see the defensive stance, and then see how he goes when I put my finger down in here? Pushing his legs up, trying to be as big as he can be with his head still sort of down, letting you know he can totally spring out of that corner and bite you if he wants to. But yeah, really, really cool animals if you like the science and the whole wildness of these guys. So let me grab some more and see what we can look at. I have a feeling this whole video is going to be all Murphy patternless. So here's another one. This one has the darker coloration on the tail, just like the mother, and the one with the same tail structure as the mother that I just showed. Either before or before that. I can't remember. I don't know which order these are going to go in, so maybe you'll have to rewind. But I really like how it's got like the dark purplish looking coloring, and it's really cool in real life up against the keratin of the tail. Kind of gives it a really nice contrast. This one has a really weird head color. The Murphy pattern list doesn't cover the head. It kind of turns into a tan color on the head. So I don't know if that, you know, has to do with maybe it's got like a really dark mask patterning that the Murphy pattern list is just, you know, turning into like a cream color. But since it is albino, I'm thinking that in a non-albino form it would have like a really, really dark black head. And this animal is also 4 months old. So you could imagine what that coloring would look like in a non-albino. The purple tail would probably be a whole lot more purple lavender color, and the dark head would probably be black. And also the whole coloring of the back of it, and then the keratin of the tail would probably be a whole lot darker of orange. So these guys are really cool, and I'm really enjoying them. I think that I will show you some more, but I don't want to just stick on Murphy pattern list because this video is getting pretty long. So let me see what else I've got, and then we'll switch to another morph. Okay, so here's another more orange one with a whole lot more keratin on the tail than the other guys. I mean, it, like I said, it stops, but then it kind of fogs up. So this one has really nice coloring. It is also more of the standard size that you would have. But, you know, this one is 3 months old. So I guess maybe I should grow it up before I say it's standard size. I mean, it's pretty much what you would call a, you know, it's almost to the size of a normal leopard gecko. You can see how long and lanky they are. This one's a whole lot more tame. But once it beefs up, I'm hoping that it is a whole lot bigger. So I just want to show you guys all these different sizes of the, you know, from juvenile all the way down to this one being 3 months old. Fairly large animals. The Murphy pattern list is supposed to be smaller than the other supergiants, but I think that with some extra, well, I mean, Ron's been doing work with this project for a long time, but I'd love to see how big his breeders are, because you always know that what you buy isn't going to be the biggest, and they're always going to have something hanging around there producing huge geckos. So it would be really cool to, you know, have him go through and measure how long and how much they weigh. What I'm going for is long and athletic. I'm not going so much for weight. Yeah, I could push them to be like, you know, probably close to 200 grams if you really tried. But once they get so fat, you know, I've got like Sausage over here. He's looking at me, and he's, who are you calling fat? He's pretty much a gecko with nub arms. No, it's okay, Sausage. I know it's all muscle. But, yeah. This one's a whole lot more tame. I don't know what it is. Once they get to, like, almost 6 months, they start, you know, getting crazy on me. Defensive stance right there. Pushing the head down. So, yeah. Let me go grab some other stuff. Okay, so this is another little hatchling that I've got. This is from breeding... God, I gotta think about that. Basically, it has blood from Godzilla and moose line animals. So, this is, yeah. It's a really complicated Godzilla cross to a normal size. But anyways, it's from my Supergiant Super Snow Double Blanco project. This is a outcross from that project. Just because with everything that became a Super Snow Double Blanco had seizures and all of that. This is this also hatched at the same time as all of those, and this is one of the ones that proves that it had nothing to do with it, because every single Super Snow Double Blanco that I hatched from that had seizures and failed to thrive. They all ended up dying on their own, which was really bad. I mean, I had some getting to about 6 months, but really tame. Watch, he's going to bite me once I said that. This is a male. It is a normal Raptor 66% Het Blizzard. Hopefully a supergiant. It's got the head structure going on, beefier legs, longer tail. So you can see how it's got the 4 eyes trait in there, and the hypo and the tangerine. Really nice older style. This is what the normals would be considered. Oh, now he's going to start flapping his tail around. But, yeah, I'll grab some other stuff. This video is probably getting pretty long, so let me hurry this up. Okay, now, yeah, we got an escapee. This is a Lavender Max Snow. This is grandson of Buffalo Bill Supergiant Max Snow over at, that Ray's got over at Designer Geckos. Really, really nice animal. I was really happy with the Supergiant Max Snow that I got from Ray. This is the son of that, so the grandson of Buffalo Bill. Held the lavender. These are adult colors. About 8 months old, if I do my math right. So, yeah, I mean, really nice structure. Really thick neck. Beefy animal. Thicker back legs. So, this is my outcrossing. One of my outcrossing animals. I think this one's going to be for sale, and I've got a brother or two that I'm going to use as backups, and all of his sisters. So, yeah, this is Buffalo Bill Supergiant line. So I'm hoping to get something nice out of all of this stuff and continue with that project. I want to have all 3 separate lines, a Moose line, Godzilla line, Buffalo Bill line. Maybe if I get offspring from Ronnie, but since I'm not too fond of the orange geckos, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. But that would be really cool. Alright. Now you can probably guess who this masterpiece came from. Yeah, this is from the Godzilla line. This is a Supergiant Tremper Albino. I think he's Het for Double Blanco. Possible snow, but I really don't know about that whole thing. You can see the standard patterning on the head that a lot of that stuff has. Thick back legs, really thick neck. I mean, hopefully his neck gets as thick as his head. Super solid animal, really docile. These are the, when people say, oh, Supergiants are really, really docile, they're talking about these. Really long animal. I mean, he is, how old are you? He's about 8 months old. Probably 10 inches. So, I mean, he's just so, he doesn't care about anything. He wants to be held all the time. So, let me see if I've got some more from this guy. Okay, so we switch back to Buffalo Bill Supergiant project that I've got. This guy is also about 8 months old. Does have a tail tip nip. The hatchling, within the first week, the clutchmate nipped off his tail. But it has since healed perfectly, no infection then or now. He sheds good. Really, really dark, bold colors. Dark spots on the head. Awesome, awesome animal. Would be considered a really low quality bold stripe, but with all the dark markings, it will be very easy to get a nice bold stripe from this. All you need is a stripe or a bold stripe. Nice striping going down the tail. Really nice animal. Doesn't bite. I love that. A lot of that stuff from the Buffalo Bill stuff is really tame, just like the Godzilla stuff. But that's not saying I don't like the other, like the Tremper patties, because they're really cool, you know? They don't bite, but they're got that wild look in their eyes, too. Alright, more Buffalo Bill Supergiant stuff. This is a reverse stripe, Max Snow. Really crazy. I like how the reverse stripe kind of comes up and breaks up the back of the head pattern there. I've gotten a lot of really golden yellow and bold snows out of this. And even the non-snows, like the broken up bold stripe that I showed. It's just really, really bold, spotty, and yellow. You wouldn't even guess that this one is a snow. But she hatched black and white, so she's smaller than the normal one. She has a really long tail, but I do not think that she is a giant. She definitely has the giant genes, and I will be breeding her back to other supergiant. So we'll see what happens if she can produce supergiant babies from that. It's all a waiting game and growing out. You can't just sell a big hatchling and call it a supergiant, because that's just not how it works. But I'm going to grow her more just because she's the standard size of a leopard gecko, and I'd like to get her a little bigger before I put her next to a supergiant and have him tear her up. But yeah, really nice animals. Okay, so here's an outcross male. This is a Raptor Hetford Double Blanco. This one is a possible snow. I'm not really sure. A lot of that, I mean, it hatched pink and white-ish, but unless it's completely white, since it's albino, I'm going to just assume that it's possibly a snow. But really cool, beefy animal. Probably not a supergiant. Very possibly not a giant at all. This is from a giant from the Godzilla line, but I'm hoping with this animal I will see if giant can be carried from standard size and body structured animals. You know, because there's a lot of animals that are normal size, but they say they have giant genes in them. So unless I have an animal that has like the body structure of a giant, I don't label it as having giant genes, unless it's really, really close to that bloodline. Like this guy he's super close, but just a normal size. I mean, you could see that, yeah, he's really tame. That's that Godzilla bloodline in there. But yeah, we'll cross him and see what happens if I get any actual supergiants. Okay, so this is a female from the Buffalo Bill Supergiant Project, and she's not got too much of the head structure going on, but she definitely has the bulky body and the bulky tail. But coming from a supergiant, her father, I'm not too sure, you know. Really, really cool, like the high white sides almost, because it's, you know, really interesting animal. She's a normal, I guess you would say a high yellow, really bold coloring, lots of lavender.